Hey guys, LBD here again, and I have a little bit of a different backdrop now. Now I have converted at least a corner of my basement so far into the Geek Things basement. Video games, I got some geeky DVDs over here. I got a bunch of stuff that I'll show you a little bit later, but you know, I had a thought the other day. I was like, you know what? What games have I beaten? Alright, so in 1983, this kid was born, okay? So, tail end of the Atari, and but still available. I used to go to my grandmother's house and play the Atari 2600 all the time. Tanks, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, all that stuff, Pitfall, all that stuff. So I love Atari, and one of my goals is to have a working Atari 600 and some games, but we'll wait for that for a little while. I'm focused more on, like NES games right now, but I mean, I haven't really bought any lately. I still have the same ones I've had before, but I just thought about what games have you beaten? Now, I haven't really beaten any games, like the back in the day, like Atari, I don't remember that. It was so few and far between. I think we had one at the house, but I only remember going to my grandmother's house to do it. But like the NES, what games have I beaten? Not many. At least not many without the help of Game Genie. But, I mean, like, even the ones that I have in my collection right now, I haven't beaten. Adventures Link to the Past, excuse me, hold on. The Adventures of Link, or Zelda 2. So difficult, no, thank you. Double Dragon 2, I don't remember beating it. I might have with Game Genie. Mad, Spy vs. Spy? Beat it? How do you beat it? You should go up it's like playing Tetris. Do you beat Tetris? I don't think so. I think you get to the last, difficulty level. I don't know. Mega Man 2? No. Not a good Mega Man player right here. I'm not good at it. Let's see, what else? Mega Man 4. I have Mega Man 4 in my collection. No. I'm not good at Mega Man. Metroid? Great game. Very hard, though. Huh? Well, I have beaten Super C, or Super Contra if you want to call it that, but Game Genie. Believe it or not, I don't have Super Mario Brothers in my collection. I used to, but then, you know what you do as a kid. You sell games at garage sales or whatever like that. This is my original one because it has my name on the back. But you sell them at garage sales and stuff, and then you never see them again. So, but I've never beaten Super Mario, not even with a Game Genie. I never tried it. I always tried it with the really hard games. Super Mario Brothers 2, never. Super Mario Brothers 3, never beaten. Am I crazy? Am I lazy? Am I not good at video games? I don't know. All I know is NES games are a lot harder to beat than like anything today, of course. Super Mario 3, Link. I haven't even beat on Super Nintendo. I haven't even beat Link to the Past. What's wrong with me? I always got a couple crystals in, after the pendants and stuff. I got to that, and then I stopped playing. So I don't know. I really gotta get back to that. Star Fox, no. Super Mario World, on the other hand, granted, pretty easy game to beat, but I have beat it. So what else? Personally, I don't think it was till the PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64 that I started beating games. I had 64 games. GoldenEye, easy game, beaten. Especially because there's difficulty levels. What else? The Shadows of the Empire, awesome game. I recommend it. If you never played with the Nintendo 64, that's the game to play. I beat that one. Love that game. I love any Star Wars game I can get my hand on almost, except for the Super Nintendo ones. If you want to talk about a beast, play Star Wars games on the Super Nintendo, like Super Star Wars and Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Super Return of the Jedi. You've been pulling your hair out, especially that Tauntaun in Empire Strikes Back. What else? It's hard to say. What games have I beaten? I tell you a couple games that I am ashamed to have not beaten. I do have Final Fantasy VII, not beaten. Never beat it. I think I've gotten to the Sephiroth fight at the end of the game. Spoiler alert! Listen, it's more than 10 years ago that it came out, so beat it. So I got to his fight, then I lost the saves. You know how the years go by and the saves go away. Final Fantasy VIII. I love Final Fantasy VIII, though. People shit on Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy VIII is one of the best Final Fantasies ever made. I'm going to tell you that right now. I understand people say 3 and 4 and 6. I don't care. I've never played those. Another gamer confession. I never played those, but well, I played Final Fantasy 3 on the DS. Didn't get very far, though. Why is it got to be so kiddie? Oh, Nintendo sometimes. Anyways, what else? What else can you say you beat? I beat countless PS3 and 360 games, but games have gotten easier. So, I mean, if you've legitimately beaten a NES game or even a Super Nintendo game, you're pretty good. I think I've beaten Aladdin on a Super Nintendo. I think so. It's hard to remember all the plethora of games that I've played in my lifetime. Granted, I'm only 28 years old, but I've played a lot of games in my life. I'll tell you that right now. First to say, I had no life for a very long time. Kind of don't have one there. Anyways, so this has been LBD introducing my my little area. It's going to expand a little bit, so be prepared for that. Anton Cinco's going to come down to the basement. We're going to have a few conversations. I got a couple chairs, and I got this awesome camera, so maybe we can have a little conversation. You guys can comment. But in the comments below, I'd like to know maybe like what's your most impressive game that you've ever beaten? How about that? What game have you beaten legitimately? No Game Genie or any cheats or anything like that. What game have you beaten legitimately? And what's your proudest game beating moment or achievement? So this has been LBD. This has been the Geek Things Basement.